As we have mentioned, the cold and flu season is in full swing in the Tampa Bay area, and local pharmacy shelves seem to be bare of cold relief remedies.
Well, maybe there's some relief close at hand. Our resident expert mixologist, Dean Hurst, shows us how to make a tried but true old-fashioned cure for what ails you. We have all heard this in the past. Just take a shot of bourbon, take some whiskey, and you'll feel better. Is there any truth behind it?
That is all up to the imbiber.
Oh, good answer. Good answer.
You're not a doctor, but I think some people look to bartenders as maybe their go-to fix.
Sometimes you just need to bring the blood pressure down a little bit. You need to relax, and sometimes that little bit of alcohol is kind of does it just right.
Or maybe help you sleep at night too, you know?
Most definitely, yeah. It eases, there's science to that too. It just kind of eases your, everything just a little easier when you have that little bit of tipsiness to you.
And everything gets a little
One
more
glass.
toasty too, especially when you're having a cold, which is a positive. And speaking of toasty, I'm standing here by a stove, which I rarely do when you're here, Dean.
Yeah, this was kind of fun. I'm like, I don't need ice. I don't need to shake anything. This is going to be too easy. So I brought 2 books. I'll mention those real quick. We have Cocktails for the Holidays, and then Julie Reiner wrote a great one on home cocktail parties. And there's a quote in there. It says, play, invent, it's your crib, get down and have fun. So I did send recipes for this, but really it's pretty basic. We're talking about, for the hot chocolate, I did almond milk, a chocolate bar, some reposado tequila, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. And we have like a little spicy hot chocolate with a little tequila kick to it.
Did you say cayenne pepper in the hot chocolate?
Just a touch of cayenne pepper.
Okay.
Why tequila?
And you can see how thick and rich it is. Well, reposado tequila, so that's barrel aged for at least 2 months, not quite a year, but at least 2 months. And it has like a cinnamon note to it. So cinnamon and chocolate go really well together, and it just seemed like an easy thing. I did it a few years ago for a restaurant I worked at, and it was great. Throw a little orange zest on it.
Now wait a minute though. Rewind a little bit. So did you
Sure,
just kind of? Do you have to bring it to a boil? Do you just get it warm?
I made it last night because I wanted to taste it and make sure I loved it.
Okay.
And I do. And of course I wanted to drink some.
Did you sleep good last night?
Yeah, I did. And so I put it back in the fridge, and I'm just heating up this morning, and it was good cold. Like I recommend making it a day ahead, or at least a few hours ahead, because the cayenne calms down.
Okay.
At first it screams out and it's really spicy, but then as it kind of sits for a while, it kind of becomes the back of the throat, which is nice, versus on the tip of the tongue, which can be a little much.
But literally you pour everything in the pot.
Everything in the pot,
Warm it up together,
low heat,
stir
stir it slowly until it dissolves. I like dark chocolate, but you could use milk chocolate. You could use whole milk versus almond milk, whatever you like. Have fun, right? And the other one, the kettle's warming up a little bit, is a hot toddy, which is so easy to make and so fast, so traditional.
When you tell people like you're not feeling well, I've gotten that response, oh, have a hot toddy and call it a day. And so, I mean, again, that's such a popular drink. Are you making it like a traditional way, or I'm sure you've got a spin on there somewhere?
I don't think there needs to be much of a spin on it, so I'll do it, I'll do one with,
what is the
we'll zest
definition
the glass
of a hot
first.
toddy? Like what classifies? If it's just warm? A cocktail
alcohol,
that's warm?
hot water.
Okay.
Most people throw a cinnamon stick in it. I like the clove, dash of bitters if you really like that, but I'm just pouring a little bit. Don't have to measure it. I have 2 different kinds of glasses. You don't want to burn yourself, so something with a stem is nice, but your coffee cup will do the same thing. Hide it from your, hide it from people.
So like Carly said, that's really what hot toddy means, is just water, liquor, and make it hot?
Pretty much. They used to have it to where they had like a poker sitting in the fire, and they would just do the mix and then throw the poker in there and heat everything up real fast.
Interesting.
Right, so cinnamon stick. You can try the hot chocolate. Here's one without the orange. If you don't like orange or you do like orange.
Yeah, no. I'm a little nervous about the cayenne pepper. We said calm down a little bit.
It's super nice. Again, last night it was a little whew.
No, that's good.
Oh, but I definitely do taste it.
Yeah,
I taste the cayenne pepper in there, but I like it.
Yep.
And if you like honey or maple syrup or a little slice of ginger, this is clove, just some clove. So that'll really open up the nose. Actually, I'm going to put lemon.
And you know what? Just going back to this hot chocolate, I've never had the whole chocolate cinnamon thing mixture, and I've heard about it. This is a perfect example of why it does work. It really does taste good.
So, and again, this is just meant to be like it's a throat soother of sorts. This is Wild Turkey 101, so it has a nice kick to it originally. It's a little higher in alcohol than some other bourbons, and so when you water it down, you still get the bourbon flavor.
I'm an apple cider, like a hot apple cider fan. Is this
kind of apple cider in it? Yeah, you could easily do, instead of water, you could throw apple cider in it. Yeah, you could.
This glass is a little hot.
It might be a little hot up front.
You notice my hand was like way on the bottom of that.
It also slows your drinking down a little bit too, because the first sip's a little, whoa, okay, yeah. But as it cools off and you get used to the burn of the alcohol, everything softens. If it's too much alcohol, add a little more water. I mean, there's no rules here. It all depends on what you like.
And you're going to give us the recipes for these?
Yeah, I sent them over to Lisa.
I know. Lisa, our producer.
We're on a first name basis here, yeah, so it's all good.
So you said other ways to make that better. What about we talked about hot apple cider. What about coffee? I know coffee drinks can tend to be popular. Is that something too that you can kind of do with this?
Most definitely. That would be a bit of a strong flavor, and it would depend on the coffee, because everyone now is a coffee roaster. Like on every other corner, there's a new coffee roaster, and you'd be amazed how this roast over here from Guatemala versus this one from Oaxaca, Mexico versus this one from Yirgacheffe in Central Africa, how that interacts differently with the spirits that you use.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of room to play around with it, and I think they all would work. But this is just the simple, straight up. This is the building block of it, and you can manipulate however you like.
I'm going to put you on the spot here before we wrap up.
Please.
New year. What do you think the new drink trends are going to be this year? Anything that's kind of on the horizon that you think we're going to see more of lately? Again, I'm putting you on the spot.
This is what I'm hearing around the globe, more or less, is that there's this craft bar movement, and it's exploded over the last 10 years, and there's going to be like a bubble that bursts, in a sense.
Oh, really?
Like to where those that do it really well and are committed to doing it really well are going to make it, and they're going to continue to do it, and those that aren't are going to take a big step back and simplify their programs.
Interesting.
Which is great for me in my business, because that's what I teach people how to do, is like what fits your clientele, what fits your neighborhood, how is your bar laid out, like this is what I do. So.
Interesting
I
little
know. I love
trend
it.
there, little tip. Love the drinks as well. Kind of.
Thanks. Got to self-promote a little bit. This is great. All right. Thank you for that. We'll cheers.
Good to see you. Happy
see you.
New Year. We
Happy
look
New
forward
Year,
to
Dean.
seeing you
Take
again
care.
soon, Dean, okay?
Most definitely. Thank you, ladies.